Tzu Chi volunteers provide help in the aftermath of a fire in New Taipei. We look at a teacher who's ready for reassignment after teaching in a remote school. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. A fire at a nursing home attached to Taipei Hospital left 9 people dead on August 13th. In the aftermath of the fire, Xinzhuang Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized to prepare meals for the firefighters and the medical staff. In addition, they set up 2 care stations and headed to different hospitals to care for the injured. In the aftermath of a deadly fire at a nursing home attached to Taipei Hospital, Tzu Chi volunteers quickly set up a tent and care stations inside and outside of the hospital. They also help with the cleanup.
The ground is wet on the 5th, 6th, and 7th floor. We are working as fast as we can to clean up the hospital so the patients can return to the wards. This way the hospital can operate normally again.
Besides helping with the cleanup, Tzu Chi volunteers also provide drinks and lunch boxes for the firefighters, medical staff, and journalists. Tzu Chi mobilized more than 200 volunteers to provide 600 meals. They also chant for the deceased, deliver consolation cash, and head to 10 hospitals to provide care.
We chanted for an hour, and the families of the deceased also chanted with us.
The volunteers headed to different hospitals. At Changgen Memorial Hospital, among the 6 injured patients, 3 of them passed away and 2 caregivers are still in ICU.
We're using bronchoscopy to do follow-up checks for inhalation injuries.
The conditions of the patients are not good. They are old in age. In addition, inhalation injuries has caused problems in multiple organs. When they were sent here, their hearts already stopped beating. Many organs have lost their functions.
The bodies of the 9 people who died have been sent to板橋 Funeral Home for corpse examinations. Thousands of families were forced to relocate from Puerto Rico to Chicago when Hurricane Maria destroyed their homes back in September 2017. Chicago Tzu Chi volunteers provided relief to 137 struggling families at Casa Central in Humboldt Park on July 1, 2018.
After the Hurricane Maria, most of the houses got destroyed, so there are a lot of people evacuated here. City of Chicago try to accommodate over here and help them. There's no friend, no relative, and by themselves, they really need a lot of help.
Well, Vanessa kind of wanted all of us to come with her and join her as a family to come and actually give back. So we're going to give back at least 8 to 10 hours today, and we're so excited about it.
I'm very flattered. I've never heard of anything like this. People from other countries will help us in such creative ways because it is funded by all the people around the world.
I've received money from my mother. I will buy her what she needs. And they gave us blanket so she can cover herself because she's always cold. We are so very thankful for your help.
We received blankets and money today. This will help us finish buying things for our new home. I'm very interested in the idea of volunteering because I've seen how they travel the world to help people. I think everyone needs this help because they've all gone through something of such a magnitude that they weren't ready for. I think it's a good organization. They help many people without expecting anything in return, which is good. There are still good people in the world. In Chile, a children's shelter, which is operated by a Christian charity organization, took in many children who suffer from domestic violence or were abandoned by their parents. However, the budgets are tight as they have no governmental funding. Therefore, they've connected with Tzu Chi in hopes of building a long-term collaboration to give these children better care.
Chile Tzu Chi volunteers are visiting Hogar Esperanza Children's Shelter, which is operated by a Christian charity organization with some simple aid supplies.
Here is the playroom for little children that are 1 to 8 months and 9 to 11 months old. For children that are 2 to 4 years old, we will provide them with education at the kindergarten.
This children's shelter has established for over 30 years, and most of the children came from a violent domestic family or were abandoned by their parents. Tzu Chi volunteers hope to offer some supplies for these children.
We need abundant supplies and care to accompany these children for their growth. Hence, we are in need of diapers and milk powder.
Volunteers also seize the chance to interact with the children, hoping to give them care and love so that they can grow up healthily.
The Tzu Chi volunteers from Durban, South Africa, once again conducted cross-border distributions. They not only brought rice for the community, but cooked and fed many orphans in Namibia.
1, 2, 3.
Long journey, but the rice filled with love has finally been delivered. In addition to personally delivering the goods to people who physically cannot leave their homes, volunteers also stay to cook for the local orphans. The children flocked in, but still lined up in a very organized fashion. The tableware became musical instruments, and the songs convey their gratitude.
Hi guys, my name is Josephine. Welcome visitors to come and visit us in Namibia. As we are here, we are in Kilimanjaro. We thank for our volunteers. They prepared for us rice, soup, and juice. Thank you. Preparing food so we can eat for the kids, and we thank you for coming here, bringing for us food for eating.
The rice is very fragrant. It satisfies the body and mind. When there is pure love, the heart is completely fulfilled. Due to a simple misunderstanding, two good friends have not spoken for half a year. On this day, reconciliation with traditional hand washing was conducted.
I pray with all my heart. I have to respect my friend. I also want to thank everyone for being so understanding.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm happiness.
I'm very good. I'm very happy at this moment. I know that we are now both on the same page.
Learning not to be self-centered, but instead volunteering for the greater good.
Under the current educational system, those who receive government funding for the teacher training have to spend 3 years working in remote schools before they're able to apply for reassignment. Many young teachers find it hard to adjust to their new surroundings. Today we visit Taoyuan's Fuxing District's Baling Elementary School to see a day in the life of a young teacher.
In Taoyuan's Fuxing District, Baling Elementary is located in a remote location, some 1,340 meters above sea level, with blue sky and white clouds. There are just 58 students in the school, with most being a tile. Wang Yaocheng is of Benin descent, but grew up in the city. Because he wants to be a teacher, he came here to finish his training, as well as get back to his indigenous roots.
What you see from these children is the possibility of diverse education. They are naive and cute, and if you are self-motivated, you know that the grades are not everything. If you can live without stress and then enjoy yourself every day. If you just do one thing well, we don't really ask for everything to be done well.
好了，您省得你看到里面的动物就是骆驼，天方夜谭。
老师有时候是马的，有的是马。
有时候是马。好，来问你一个问题。
The next lesson goes back indoors and teaches 6th grade students about nature. The teaching method is lively and vivid. It's also close to the children's attitude. There's almost no cold moments and the children are quite active. But 5 minutes before class, Wang Yaocheng turns his head and his tone suddenly becomes serious.
Because your class has been with teacher Yao Cheng for 4 years, you have grown up with this teacher, and I have many memories. So please try your best to say goodbye to teacher Yao Cheng.
It turned out that Wang Yaocheng is also graduating with his graduating class. Because he will be fulfilling his public service commitment when the new semester begins, he will transfer to Zhongli's Zili Elementary School.
你看，都有人在那边乱流眼泪，会让药厂是会。好，然后你不要担心，不管药厂老师去哪，医学老师在哪，我们一定都会跟你们一起。
These 6th grade students soon begin to smile, overcoming this sad atmosphere. Over the past 4 years, they have become good friends with teacher Yao Cheng, both during class and outside of class, as they have shared their lives together. Wang Yaocheng is about to leave. He's like a player exiting a game. It's a big loss for a small team, but it's one that they face almost every year because the turnover at these remote schools is quite high and is typically the norm.
1到6年级换几个老师？
换4个老师。
因为真的是路途太远了。
It's really too far away from anything. These teachers have their own considerations. Some want to go on and study, and others want to get married or have children or be at home. He wants to go home to take care of family members. Actually, this is the normal. More than 90% of teachers, when they finish their term, leave this location.
For the principal, the end of the semester is also a new start, including Wang Yaocheng. A total of 6 teachers have applied for transfer.
We often change teachers. If we think about it in a better way, we can say that these children are highly adaptable and they're very strong in the ability to fit into a different teacher's education method.
When night falls, the school is brightly lit. The teacher's dormitory is right next to the classroom as many enter the school to either prepare for the next day's lessons or some are doing supplementary teaching. Wang Yaocheng finds himself busy with administrative affairs.
I just thought of something that I did not finish. Does this make me feel like I have no time to rest or that I don't get off work when the class is done? At the beginning, I thought so, but then I began to get used to it because this is my responsibility and I want to get things done.
At 9 o'clock in the evening, Wang Yaocheng finally has some private time. In the dormitory, he talks to his girlfriend by video. He also has time to surf the internet, watch a sports broadcast to conclude the day.
If I had to do it again, would I choose this public service teaching in such a remote place? I think that I would, because I learned something different by being here. I've been quite happy here and have done quite a lot. Being happy is something that is important to me.
Finally, when it's time to leave the area on Friday, Wang Yaocheng drives his car to Pingzhen to reunite with his family. First thing he does when he comes home is inform his mother about the new school assignment that he has received. It's a difficult time for both of them.
Your main task is taking care of this family. Take care of your mother and father. This is my wish. If there's a time when we're no longer here, my greatest wish is that you can return to the tribal village.
You are just thinking about yourself. This is based upon what you think.
With his own future in his own hands, this young teacher is now plotting his career path. He has a better understanding of education as he is ready to leave this remote school, where he completed his public service and is now ready to become fully certified teacher.
A group of students from Tzu Chi University in Taiwan went to Thailand for a Chinese language exchange program. While abroad, they also took the chance to join volunteers to clean a care recipient's house.
As soon as students walk into the Tzu Chi care recipient Wenle's house, which is next to a landfill, they can smell the full odor. What are more shocking are the miscellaneous items that have accumulated in her house for more than 10 years.
It's very different from our usual living environment, and it has shocked me that there are still corners like this in the world.
The amounts of garbage makes it very hard to clean. Even though we've got rid of a significant amount of it, there are still plenty hiding in the ground.
Under volunteers' guidance, students from Tzu Chi University finally have a clue on how to start the cleaning. The 66-year-old Wenle lives with her son, who is mentally challenged, and she was not willing to accept the kindness in the beginning. Volunteers can only convince her with their actions, and they've cleaned out 20 bags of garbage in one morning.
Seeing the house being much cleaner now, it makes me feel at ease and calm.
People who are well off should cultivate more blessings while cherishing their blessings. We should do our best to help those in need.
Initially, I want to be a volunteer in my spare time, but today, I've learned how these care recipients are indeed living in distress and urgently in need of help. It has taught both my students and me that many people are living in poverty.
Teachers and students have learned about giving and compassion from experience, as well as broadened their vision during this international exchange trip.
In our next report, we'll meet a Tzu Chi care recipient who was addicted to drugs when he was young. Later, he lost his left leg in a car accident and his mother passed away. Therefore, he started to isolate himself. Fortunately, Tzu Chi volunteers eventually opened up his heart with love and care. At the busy market, he's playing the harmonica. He relies on his meager income and subsidies to get by. When he was young, he got addicted to drugs and was imprisoned. Later, he lost his left leg in a car accident and fell into despair.
In the past, I kept thinking of ways to die.
He isolated himself since he lost a leg and his mother passed away. Fortunately, the visit of the volunteers brought hope for him. The cluttered room becomes bright and comfortable after the volunteers clean the place. They also replaced the broken light so the place can look brighter. The volunteers also brought him a Jingsi multi-purpose folding bed. As he lies on the bed, he smiles.
These care recipients attempted suicide twice. We feel that if our care recipients attempted suicide, that means we have not provided enough care. Therefore, we want to help him and provide him with a clean and comfortable environment.
I feel very happy that some people came to visit me. Some people still care for me in this world.
With love and warmth, this home is no longer cold. To celebrate the auspicious 7th lunar month, Tzu Chi volunteers hosted a variety of activities across Taiwan. In澎湖, volunteers organized a Chinese opera to tell stories about filial piety. In Yilan, volunteers set up a street fair in front of the train station to promote environmental protection.
Tzu Chi volunteers have turned the plaza in front of Yilan train station into a street fair. They're promoting environmental protection through gourmet food, floral arrangements, and recycled crafts.
We're delighted for this rare opportunity. We came from Taichung to Yilan, and it's a surprise to encounter a group of wonderful people here.
64-year-old Chen Xiyuan serves tea to his mother, who's 97 years old, showing filial piety.
I live in Taoyuan and I work at Neli Elementary School, so my brothers are taking care of my mother on weekdays. I came back every weekend to spend time with my mother.
The Chinese opera on the stage is based on the story of filial piety to celebrate the auspicious 7th lunar month in澎湖. Dharma Master Zheng Yan is telling a Buddhist story of a girl helping others to save her mother from hell.
The story has inspired me to do good deeds to cultivate blessings for our family. Students who studied in other cities should come home to visit parents more often and express filial piety as much as possible.
Participants bowed to the Buddha on the blessing ceremony. Through this activity, parents and children bonded more closely.
The 32nd anniversary celebration of Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital got underway. Many ran from the hospital to Jingsi Abode, which is the spiritual home of Tzu Chi. The activity also allowed many people to have a good chance to exercise.
At 5 o'clock in the morning, the sun was still not out, and everyone got up early and dressed warmly for this difficult challenge. The total course is 8.5 kilometers away. Even if some are panting and out of breath, they still remain committed and enthusiastic and want to stick it out to the end.
Because this road race is a little longer than our school's race by about 1 kilometer, so I feel more tired. But I already started running and told myself to just finish the race before taking a rest, so I didn't stop till I've completed the run.
Every time I run to Jingsi Abode, I think of it as my hometown. It's a very quiet and solemn place. Although running here is very hard and makes me feel tired. Whenever I come, my whole mood lightens.
On the 32nd anniversary, many involved in this race were welcomed to the Jingsi Abode as a way to celebrate yet another year for Tzu Chi Hospital.
Tzu Chi volunteers hosted a camp for underprivileged children at Banqiao's Jingsi Hall, teaching them daily life skills including cooking and self-defense.
Tzu Chi volunteers organized an event for children to make their meal. The first challenge is to evaluate the volume of ingredients they need. Afterward, the second step is to wash all the vegetables. Volunteers ask the students to practice washing so they can learn this skill set. The camp at Banqiao Jingsi Hall is hosted for children from underprivileged families. Not only do they learn culinary skills, but they also arrange the plate so it looks colorful and delicious.
We hope these children from care recipients families can learn to take care of themselves in daily life. Therefore, we designed this activity for them to practice making a meal from scratch.
You cannot touch other people's breasts, not just girls' breasts, but also boys' breasts are not allowed to touch.
Volunteers also invited a police officer to teach them knowledge on self-defense so they can protect themselves when encountering potential danger.
As the car fire in Northern California continues, Tzu Chi has stationed volunteers in the local assistance center. This way they can provide direct help to the fire survivors. Let's pray that the fire survivors will get through the tough times soon. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.